Minecraft has been around for over 10 years now. That's older than the average Fortnite player these days.
Whoa!
Throughout that time, many different structures have been added over the game's history. Most of them you probably know about, but there are some downright insane things that have been added that you probably don't even know about. This is the history of Minecraft structures. Let's go back to the year 2010. A time where iPhones looked like this, Nintendo Wii's were the best-selling console, when I Had Friends, and Minecraft Infdev was released. This version brought us the very first structure to the game of Minecraft, which was the dungeon. These small cobblestone rooms generated in caves and contained one mob spawner. These spawners could spawn skeletons, spiders, or zombies. There are also chests inside that contain pretty decent loot, and rarely might contain a music disc. Moving on to the 1.8 pre-release, Minecraft added mine shafts, absolutely massive underground structures that resemble an abandoned mine. You can find old railways and minecarts with chests that contain many different seeds, foods, and tools. You'll also run into some ordinary spider spawners throughout the mine shafts. Yeah, they're poisonous spiders. This version also brought us villages and strongholds. Villages were a cluster of basic Minecraft houses with a few wheat farms as well as a library. When these were first added, nobody lived in them. There wasn't really a purpose in finding a village, as there was literally nothing there. But we all know that changed. The last structure added in this version was the Stronghold. Strongholds generate underground, often hundreds of blocks away from spawn. This structure can be located by throwing Eyes of Ender, and it contains the portal to access Minecraft's end dimension. There are a total of about 7 chests in a stronghold, and 2 libraries. Strongholds can be an absolute nightmare to navigate, as you often find yourself going in circles, and make sure not to piss off any of these little fellas. If you do, they'll form an army bigger than the US Navy to come after you. When Mojang first added Strongholds, it contained the end portal, but you couldn't find the Stronghold in the first place because Eyes of Ender couldn't be thrown. And if by some miracle you found the Stronghold, you wouldn't be able to enter the end portal because there was no way to craft Eyes of Ender. Also, the end portal frames looked like this. Up until this point, there was still no way to beat the game without cheating. That is until the beta 1.9 pre-release brought us Nether Fortresses. These massive structures are made of nether brick and can sometimes take a stupid amount of time to find. These fortresses have 2 blaze spawners located at random places throughout the fortress. With the Nether Fortress now containing blaze, this allowed the player to beat the game without cheating, as blaze dropped the final ingredient to craft ender eyes. Nether Fortresses can contain anywhere from 3 to 12 chests, each having the possibility to contain iron, gold, or diamonds, along with some nether wart and a saddle. Like the Stronghold, a player must find a Nether Fortress to beat the game. This makes the Nether Fortress a very iconic structure in the game of Minecraft. They also contain these cute small orange cubes. Oh, look at them, bruh. Look at them. To be honest, the Nether Fortress used to be kind of a nice place. Until they added these motherfuckers. And would you look at that, the full version of Minecraft was officially released. And all it took was a pull of a lever. This was officially the start of something amazing, but it wouldn't be another 4 months until Minecraft blessed our souls with another structure. There were many suggestions for possible new structures that could be added. Maybe some cool new villages, maybe some abandoned castles. Well, Mojang shocked everyone when they added something so much better. The desert well. Mojang, what the actual What exactly is a desert well, you ask? Well, like the name suggests, it is a well that generates in desert biomes. It's a very small structure made out of sandstone and is extremely rare. But it does absolutely nothing. To be completely honest with you, I forgot these things even existed. I think I've only stumbled across a desert well like 1 time in all of my years of playing Minecraft. Or maybe some of you find these all the time, and I just suck. A few months later, in version 1.3.1, Minecraft added the Desert Temple and the Jungle Temple, 2 structures that randomly generate in their respected biomes. The Desert Temple is made out of sandstone and looks pretty underwhelming at first, but if you mine under the colored blocks, you will find a hidden room with 4 chests containing pretty good loot. Ah, I see you're wondering what that stone pressure plate does? Well, you should go try it, man. I was kidding! The jungle temple is made of cobblestone and is a little more sophisticated than the desert temple. This temple is full of deadly traps, and you'll have to get through them if you want the loot. Actually, they're not really traps. I mean, you can literally see the dispenser in the wall when you walk in, and you could just break the tripwire. There is also a code door that opens up a room that leads to another chest. You could waste your time trying to figure out the correct code to open the door, like a little bit, or you could just mine through the one-block wall to get to the chest. You do you. So far, we've had some pretty cool structures that have had a lasting effect on the game, and some downright useless ones. So when version 1.4.2 came out, or the pretty scary update, Mojang decided to add the witch hut. Witch huts are small houses that generate in swamps and are made out of spruce planks. These are pretty rare, but there isn't really a point in finding one. Remind you of anything familiar? If you walk into one of these, which I don't know why you would, you might just run into the beast herself and get a taste of some of her home cooking. The witch hut isn't completely useless because it is pretty cool to find one due to the sheer rarity. Some people even like to turn the witch hut into a witch farm. For what, you ask? I guess if you want any of these resources in bulk. I mean, what do you expect at this point? Minecraft has a farm for everything these days. Now there are even bat farms being built. To this point, Mojang has put a lot of work into adding land structures. But to the ocean? Yeah, it's still looking a bit bland. So in version 1.8, Mojang added the Ocean Monument, a huge underwater structure that is made of prismarine blocks and sea lanterns. These monuments spawn in deep ocean biomes, and you might stumble upon one of these by accident. You'll definitely know if you do because A, you'll see it, and B, you'll get miner fatigue. These monuments contain guardians and elder guardians, fish-like mobs that are protecting a treasure room of gold surrounded by dark prismarine blocks. Don't get too excited though, because it's only 8 blocks of gold. What do you use the gold for? Oh, I don't know. I like to throw it into some poor villager's face. When ocean monuments were first added, it was an absolute pain to navigate because the swimming mechanic wasn't added to the game yet. So you were basically doggy paddling around this place while fat fish took cheap shots at you. Most people who go to raid an ocean monument don't actually go for the gold blocks. They go for the sponge blocks that are located at the top of the structure. This is because many people like to drain the water from around an ocean monument and turn it into something else, which, I'm not gonna lie, can turn out pretty cool. So, if you have a lot of free time, consider sacrificing days of your life to drain an ocean monument in a block game. Moving into early 2016, Mojang added one of the most hated updates in the game's history, the 1.9 update, or as many people know it as the update that added the hit cooldown to combat. But the structures they added in this update turned out to be pretty cool. They added igloos and ender cities. Igloos are structures that generate in all snow biomes, and is one of the most rare structures in all of Minecraft. This looks pretty useless to me, though. Hold on, don't leave it just yet. There's about a 50% chance that a secret underground basement will spawn. Just mine under the third carpet to see if it reveals a trapdoor. If you do find a secret basement, you'll notice that there is a chest, a brewing stand, a normal villager, and a zombie villager. You should have everything to cure the zombie villager by splashing him with the weakness potion found in the brewing stand, and then feeding him a golden apple found in the chest. You can choose to be a good person and save the zombie villager, or you can treat yourself to that delicious golden apple. Of course, you might not find any trapdoor, and in that case, the structure is completely useless. This version also brought us end cities. After you beat the Ender Dragon, you may have noticed another small exit portal to the perimeter of the main end island. Or maybe you've just never beat the game. It's fine though, that was me for 6 years. You can throw an ender pearl into the portal and then, voila, you're in the new section of the ender. Once you're in there, then it's a long, painful process of walking around looking for one. When you do eventually find one, you'll notice that they are made of end stone bricks and purple bricks. These cities contain really good loot, but first you have to deal with shulkers, aka the most annoying mob in the game. These things will cause you to fly up into the air, and you can't do anything about it. But the real thing you want to see when you find an end city is the flying ship. The ship has about a 50% chance to spawn in any given end city. If you do find a ship and walk inside, you will get your hands on arguably the best item in all of Minecraft, the Elytra. Now you can fly in survival. Just make sure you're wearing it before you jump off a cliff, or that will end ugly. Also, don't forget the dragon head, because that's pretty cool too. Mojang, we really need a cave update. Badly. Okay. How about this? What the fuck is that? In version 1.10, Mojang added another structure that 95% of the community doesn't even realize exists. These were fossils, structures that spawn at Y coordinates 40 to 49 in desert and swamp biomes. There are several different types of fossils that you can find. Each are made out of bone blocks and resemble a different body part of a prehistoric creature. If you have never found or even heard of these things, you're not alone. I don't think I've ever seen a single fossil in-game, even in creative. Sometimes I genuinely believe that Mojang thinks its players are stupid. They're expecting us to mine at Y level 40 where nothing but iron and coal spawn to try to find something that is the rarest thing in all of Minecraft that can't even be used for anything. I mean, I guess you could try to find a fossil solely because of how rare they are, but why waste your time on that when there are a million other things to do in the game? In the very next update, Mojang must have had the topic of big on their mind because they added a structure larger than life. This was the Woodland Mansion. This massive house spawns in dark oak forest, often thousands of blocks away from spawn. If you do find one of these, make sure you're prepared before you go inside. There are some overpowered creatures in there, such as the Vindicator who does 4.5 hearts on full iron armor, and an evoker that spawns evil ghost children to murder you in cold blood. The Woodland Mansion has over 50 rooms containing everything from a boxing ring to storage. And oh my goodness, I didn't know pillagers were into this stuff. There are about 10 chests inside these mansions containing everything from bones to enchanted golden apples. But the real reason people go to great lengths to find one of these is to kill the evoker, which spawns on the 3rd floor. The evoker, when killed, drops the best item in all of Minecraft, the Totem of Undying. The totem is so sought after by players because if held in either hand, you cannot die. That's a pretty sweet deal if you ask me. Also, don't be too surprised if the house is burning down when you arrive. Naturally spawning lava pools can completely destroy one of these. But don't worry too much, most of the chests will still be there, and these guys don't seem to care too much. After the 1.11 update, Minecraft was in update limbo, not really adding any more structures or anything cool to be honest. Like, what the heck is this? But in the summer of 2018, Minecraft released version 1.13, or as many people know it as, the Aquatic update. This update completely transformed the ocean, adding many different blocks, plants, and mobs, but they also added new structures. These were shipwrecks, ocean ruins, and buried treasures. There are 20 variants of shipwrecks that can be found anywhere from the coral reefs to the deep ocean. There are 1 to 2 loot chests per shipwreck, one containing useful resources like iron and gold, and the other containing a map and some other items. Shipwrecks are always good to stop for, unless there is a drown with a trident waiting for you, then you better get the heck out of there. My question is, why was Steve so god-awful at sailing ships? There's one over there, and buried treasures are chests that spawn under beaches or under the ocean floor. How are you supposed to find these, you ask? Well, you use the map found in shipwreck or ocean ruin chests. It will come up as a red X on the map, and then all you have to do is travel to that location and completely destroy everything around the X to find the buried treasure. Finding one of these never disappoints, but it will take some time, and you might want to bring some extra shovels. The last structure this update brought us was ocean ruins. Ocean ruins spawn in all ocean biomes and have 48 different variants. These structures you probably run into while you've been sailing across the ocean. You probably go down there to check it out and then immediately leave because there's 50 drowns waiting for you. Don't worry though, you didn't really miss out on much because the loot found at ocean ruins is mediocre at best. Oh, but that enchanted fishing rod looks pretty good. Wrong, it has Curse of Vanishing. After the 1.13 update, Mojang must have realized that the villages looked like shit, and they did a complete makeover. They gave each biome a certain village style and even gave the villagers new outfits to fit their biome. But you might want to tell the villagers to not get too comfortable because there are some new unpleasant characters that came to join the party. These are Pillagers, and they spawn at outposts that generate in every biome. These outposts consistently spawn Pillagers, and sometimes even have a cage with an iron golem in it. Actually, don't mind if I do. These outposts don't usually spawn near villages, but a player can cause problems when they walk into a village with a bad omen. Great job, Steve, you've now triggered a raid. This is when the Pillagers pillage the village. And this is where it's kind of game over for the villagers, because they can't do anything, and do you think an iron golem can take down all of these things? That's what I thought. Mojang also added abandoned villages that have zombie villagers and a stupid amount of cobwebs. Nobody cares about these because they are so incredibly rare, and it's basically Mojang trolling you by making you think you found a village, when in reality, it's nothing useful. Oh, never mind. Mojang, the Nether's still looking a bit bare. You mind updating it? In June of 2020, Mojang decided to update the Nether and added 3 new structures along with it. The first one was Bastions. Bastions are made of blackstone and generate in all nether biomes, except the Basalt Delta. I mean, that's fine, cause nobody likes those anyways. There are actually 4 different types of bastions, each of them having a unique characteristic that separates them from the others. There's the Treasure Bastion, which has a huge pile of gold blocks in the middle that are guarded by piglin brutes and magma cubes. The Hoglin Stable Bastion is the only place that hoglins can spawn outside of the Crimson Forests. The Bridge Bastion has a pillar of 16 gold blocks located somewhere in the structure. And we have the Housing Units Bastion, where the surrounding buildings meet at a central nether wart farm. You also might find yourself a new jam, as this version also added a new music disc that can only be found in Bastion chests. After Bastions were added, Mojang must have caught on that many players didn't know about fossils, so they added nether fossils that spawn in soul sand valleys above ground. Like normal fossils, they don't really do anything, and are kinda just there. The last structure this version brought us was the Ruined Portal. These are incomplete nether portals that generate in the overworld or in the nether. Ruined portals also have a chest next to them that contains a flint and steel, obsidian, some gold tools, an occasional golden apple, and very rarely an enchanted golden apple. You shouldn't miss this structure in the overworld, as it is literally a piece of the nether that looks like it just came crashing down from outer space. And with that, it looks like this is where our story ends. Minecraft has come a long way as far as adding structures, from starting with basic dungeons to now having ocean monuments and many different villages. It's just a testament to how much time and effort Mojang puts into the game. But why is this in the game? What?